Hello, Jim Hodges here, Maggie here. Maggie is almost 1 year old. Of course, she's a lab. She's in for our residency training program. Very loving, very sweet, very happy. She's a smart girl. She learns real quick. She wants that interaction with you. It's important that we do our best to connect with her, not just in a physical level and a verbal level, but an emotional level. We want to connect with her. We want her to connect with us. We want her to want to work with us. And we don't just do that by barking out commands or giving her commands in a humdrum way. We try to get her where she's excited to work with us. Yes, we can use toys. Yes, we can use treats. But both of those have their place, but it's not commonplace. It's not every day. The real tool we carry with us every day, and that's us and our emotion. Okay? She's done good. She's headstrong. She's going to test us, okay? What I told you before is when she tests us, she's testing us on the things she's done for the last year of her life with you. She knows what she wants. We need to know what we want, and then we need to teach her that what we want carries the day, okay? So I'm going to start working with her on leash. Watch what I'm doing, how I'm handling the leash, listen to my tone of voice, listen to what we're doing. If she does something wrong, of course, I'm going to provide a consequence, okay? When she does right, I'm going to praise. So, you ready? Maggie, you ready? Let's go, baby. Ah, the girl. So, it's so important. We've talked about this in our training. I want a short leash right now, okay? One day we can give her as much leash as we want. But a short leash, keeping her right beside us, teaches her that we're physically stronger than her. Then we have to be mentally stronger than her as well. But our presence alone is helping her to be a little submissive to us, if you will, at least from a stature point of view. So let's go. Good, loose leash. Now, of course, if we started walking and she started to go out in front, which she will try to do with you, what are we going to do? We're going to tap the leash back, okay? And when we tap the leash back, we're going to tell her no, and then when she walks to where we want, we're going to praise her, okay? She used to grab the leash an awful lot, and I've shown you what needs to be done there. If your dog's grabbing the leash, it's a tap as soon as they start to put it in their mouth. I tell people all the time that when dogs do something, they're going to do it over and over again if it's gratified them in the past. Our job is, if it's something that we don't want, we try to get in front of that and bite or provide a consequence to stop it. If it's something we do want, we can put a word to it, and now we've taught her a new command, okay? Let's go. Good girl. So loose leash. I can change speeds. I can speed fast. We can run and jog like you like to do with Maggie. But we're in control of our walk. Come on, baby. Let's go. See how I motivated her up? Sit. Good girl. One of the things with Maggie is she really gets distracted with other dogs, other people, cats in this case. She has to listen to what we want. If she started to pull, we would tap and bite her in the direction we're in, okay? And that's going to happen when you're walking and seeing. You know it's going to happen, so what you want to do is you want to be watching for people and dogs and animals to come out of the woodwork, if you will, and be prepared to react before she's ready to react, okay? Good girl. Down. Good. So I'm going to make her down right here by Salem. She's going to have to understand that that's what I told her. She's safe. Nothing's going to happen to her. She also has to understand that she can't reach and do anything with Salem because I'm in control. All right, baby, sit. Good. Let's go. So our training cat made her appearance. I have a feeling, listening to her tone, that she's going to be around for a few minutes. Okay? Sit. Good girl. She sits, we praise, we love, all right? Now, when I tell her to sit, she has to sit. If she does not sit, I'm going to tap the leash right above her head and tell her, no, sit, okay? If she gets out of the sit, I'm going to tell her, no, sit. But it's a tap and release. We've gone over consequence. We don't want to intimidate, dominate, break her spirit, or hurt her. But it's important that we bite if she does something wrong. Again, as I said before, if she does something wrong once, she's going to do it over and over again. It's up to us to recognize it and get to the point that she starts to understand that we're not going to allow that to happen. Even when we bite her and tell her no, sit, after she does it, we come back and praise. We don't praise as much as if she did it right the first time, but we want to let her know that we love her and we're glad that she picked up and did what we asked her to do. Having said that, it's our job, break. That's my release command, break. It's my job to praise her, our job to praise her 20 times more than we bite, okay? We want her to not think of us as nags. We want her to hear our voice and want to react to it. That's why when she's laying down being a good girl, that's when she's just chilling, we're going to praise her. Now, I'm not going to necessarily praise her right this minute. We have the cat walking behind us. She's watching the cat. If I reach down and praised her right now, and I don't know that it's a bad or a good thing, but I'm just trying to give you something to think about. If she was thinking about jumping on the cat and I reach down and pet her, I'm rewarding her for her thoughts. So rather than reward her for her thoughts, I just won't do anything until she decides she's not interested in Salem again, and then I would reward her. I hope that makes sense. We want to make sure we praise her in the moment of her doing what we would ask her to do. Let's go. So I'm going to walk right by. If she reaches her, atta girl. There used to be a day, and there'll be a day coming, she would have tried to lunge to get at the cat, nothing else to smell her, not to hurt her. Sit. Good. Hand signal for sit. She didn't do it, I would tap up. I did this a while ago. Down. Hand signal for down. If she did not down, I would tap the leash. No, down. One of the things that we have to do is tap. And that means we get short, tap, we do not pull the leash. Everybody wants to pull. When we pull the leash and force our dog to do something, they're not learning. They're not having to think for themselves. We're doing the work for them. When we tap them, we're making them think about what we ask so that they can do it. Of course, if I had to correct her, it would be no down, and then I would praise her a little bit afterwards. Now, of course, when we tell her to sit her down, she has to hold these commands until we release her. Having said that, I don't put her in a sit for a minute or two at a time. Usually it's 15 seconds, 30 seconds, maybe a minute. On the down, I might put her in it for a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. I might even go, stay, and now I've told her stay and tell her to pack her bag. She's going to be there a while. I like the down in the beginning of our relationship after our residency training program when you go home, because it teaches our dog that we're in control. If she was to get up out of this down, we'd have a leash on her to begin with. We'd grab the leash, get her, and tap her all the way back. No, 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 down, stay. And then we'd immediately walk back off. The down command is the most submissive command that they show to us, the owner. We want them to understand that we're the leader 24/7, and we need to be the leader 24/7. That's what's so good about the down command. Now, when I say stay, if she wanted to roll on her side, smell the ground, or chew a toy or an antler, I have no problems with that, okay? Because basically when I told her to stay, I'm telling her she doesn't have to worry about me. She's going to be there for a while. When I just say down and don't say stay, then she needs to be waiting for my next command. I will also use that hand signal in a room, at a doorway, going outside. I might tell her to stay, and she has to stay on the other side of that doorway if I'm walking from one room to the other. If she came through it, I would grab the leash, walk her back. No, 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 stay, and then I'd walk back out of the room again. Of course, if you ever have any questions, let me know. But we do this via repetition. We're trying to teach them what we want. The first time we do it, they may not understand. It takes a number of times for them to understand what we want. And we always involve praise with it, okay? Praise is words and touch, sometimes treat or toys, okay? When we do give a treat, I always like, oh, and she's in a stay. I was getting ready to get on her for that, but she's in a stay. That's okay. If she was in a down, that would be a no down. With treats, sometimes I'll load that treat up. I don't want her to see me pulling it out of the bag, because I want her to understand that that just happens to be happenstance or manna from heaven. She did something right, I wanted to reward her. Okay, babe, pray. Good girl. So sit. So we did down from the side, down. Now we're doing it from in front. Hand signal from the side, hand signal from in front, okay? Same thing, if she didn't down, we would tap the leash. Now the come command, if you've watched any of my videos or listened to me talk, I believe that that's the one time that we use a lot of treats. On leash and off leash. On leash, come. She comes, she sits, atta girl. There's that treat. Good girl, pet, lover. She's still in the sit until break. Now, anytime I break a dog in a command, and when I say break, that means I'm releasing them from a command without going from one command to another. When I release, break, I always step away. Because what I'm trying to do is teach my dog that when I step away or release them from the command, that I'm the center of the universe, okay? So I told her to come. She comes, she sits, atta girl, I'll pet her and love her. No, sit. Got excited. Remember, I told you, when she came, she sits. She holds the sit until I release her. She popped up. What did I do? No, sit. Good girl. Hold it. Break. And that's where the treats come in. You can see she gets real excited by treats. Okay? She'll get so excited, she may start to smell the ground. She used to smell the ground an awful lot when she first came. I believe when we're walking our dog, it might be a walk for them, it might be a walk for us, but when she's smelling the ground while we're walking, she's disrespecting us. She needs to pay attention to us. So if she starts to smell the ground while we're on a walk, I'm going to tap her and tell her, no, let's go, okay? So we've got the come on leash. We're going to come back again to that in just a second. Watch my hand. Place. Place is get on the bed. Girl, good girl. She loves to praise. She gets on the bed, lay down, sit down, stand up, read a book. I don't care what she does as long as she stays on the bed. She can do this easily for a couple hours at a time. You just have to work with it. Whenever she goes home, she's going to try to go back to doing the things she used to do. So you may try to give her a command. She may not want to do it. It's up to us when we give a command that we expect her to do it and we make her do it if she decides not to. We're not going to make any excuses for her. We're not going to make any excuses for us. We give her a command, she has to do it. As I said, she's there. You can give her something to chew on. The only thing we don't want her doing is chewing on the bed, okay? And then watch, break. And I step away, she comes to me, and I pet and love her. And I was just laughing with Salem right here. Of course, Salem decides to be a big president. Sit. Good girl. Good girl. Hold it. Atta girl, I'm happy for you. Thank you so much. All right, the next thing is the heel command. The heel command, we have this imaginary box beside us. It's our job to try to keep her in the box. Her job is to stay in the box when we're moving. We speed up, she speeds up. We slow down, she slows down. She's going to react to our movement. If we step off, her job is to come back and get in the box. Our job is to help guide her into the box. When we tell her to heel and we stop, she sits automatically. If she doesn't sit, we bite her and no, sit. But once she sits, she holds it. Okay? So we're going to do the heel command, and hand signal is straight out like this, heel. So you see, I made her turn with Salem right there. And watch, I stepped off. What did she do? She came right back to the box. I stop, and she sits. Good girl. Now, if she started sitting real slow, we would just bite that. No, sit, whenever we finish. But she did that okay there. Good girl. So we're again, heel. Now, it's real important that when we do the heel, that we don't run and jump stop, because they're looking at what we're doing, okay? And right now, you have to give her time to respond to us. So if you were running and came to a dead spot, she's going to run right past you, okay? So slow down and stop. Let her succeed, okay? Heel. We go this way. We come back and turn this way. And then when we finish her curve, we straighten it back up, and she sits. Good girl. I can down. Go right into the down if I like, okay? Now, another thing is we're going to go back to that come command again. Come command off leash. You've already been doing this very good. You've been doing this since she was a puppy, and I'm proud of you for that. But the biggest thing with off leash come is we don't tell her to come unless she's already in the act of coming. Why do we do that? And I mentioned in other videos, when she's over there messing around with Salem or watching butterflies or what have you, and we yell for her to come, and she doesn't come, she just learned that there is a time and place she doesn't have to listen. So what I would rather do, and I'm going to sort of fake it right now, pretend like she's off leash, and I may even let her be off leash just a little bit. What we want to do is get her attention first. No. Down. Okay, so I grabbed her snout. You heard her snip? It must have gotten her gum. But down doesn't mean we chew on the grass. So I didn't have her leash, so what did I do? I just grabbed her little snout, okay? So now we're going back to off leash, for example. I'm going to get her attention with the treat. Now I'm going to go, Maggie, look what I got. Hey, come. So I got her attention, break. She had started to come to me, okay? And as she started to come to me, I gave her the come command. So what am I doing when I do that? When she's in the act of coming, she's feeling good. She's determined to get to me, to get that toy, get that treat, get that love. And all I'm doing is implanting the word come while she's feeling very positive about it, okay? When, of course, she gets to me, we're going to pet her, we're going to love her, we're going to pay her off in treats. We are not going to do anything that could be negative. We're not going to bite her for coming to us. We're not going to put a leash on her and carry her and put her up, at least immediately. We may have to carry and put her up, but we do it a couple of minutes after she comes, okay? We're in the act of coming, that reward is nothing else. Normally what I'll do is when I have my dogs come, they come, I pet them, I love them, I release them and I walk on. And then if I have to get them, I come back in a minute and hook them up and take them in. Or I ask them to come in. But I never have them come and then go get put up. I never have them come and you say, bad dog, okay? Let's go. Come on, girl. All right, now we're going to load up. Load up. Again, we point, just like with the place command, good girl. She knows to load up. If we're on furniture, we could say, oh, good girl. Or we could go, load up, break. Either way would be a release, okay? It's great for teaching her to get in the car. It's great if you want her on your lap in your home. That's up to you. You call that shot. I have no problems with dogs getting on furniture if we're the leader. If we can control when they're on and when they're off, that's just a feather in our cap, okay? I'm going to have to go back and look at this video here. And I've just been thinking about it while we were walking, where she was laying down. And I very rarely watch videos after I do them, but I'm going to go back and see. I almost think I might have had her released here when she was laying down. And if that was the case, I probably bit her needlessly, because when she is on her own, she can do these little things, okay? As long as she's not picking up something dangerous. So know that. Operator error even happens with me, and I've been training for a long, long time. There is no one perfect being on this earth now. There's only been one perfect being, and it's not us, okay? We're going to make mistakes. Don't worry about making a mistake. Learn from it and try to improve the next time. She's going to make a mistake, okay? Athletes, the highest paid athletes in the world make mistakes, okay? We're working to get better, to build a relationship within our family so she fits nicely, she feels comfortable, and you're happy to have her. It's all about real life dog training, folks, and it's about having a relationship that you're going to treasure. You know, I've been blessed. I've had dogs that I'll talk about today if I was to start to talk and tears would well up. They've been a big part of my family. I want for you guys to have the same thing. And the best way to have that is for you to be the leader. They understand. And I'll go so far as to say if you're leading, your dog may love you anyway. But if you become a consistent leader, there's just a higher level of love, I believe so. As long as you're not intimidating or dominating or doing anything like that to become the leader. You know, you can always pick up the phone and call me, 336-945-3232. Jim Hodges Dog Training on Facebook is facebook.com/Jim Hodges Dog Training. I will do anything I need to help you with her. Anyone else out there, just give me a call and we can talk about things. We stay real busy, but we want to help. Take care. Bye-bye. Break. Good girl.